We might be on the verge of some excitement across the crypto market. And we had a little bit of excitement in today's daily candles. We've seen some ups, we've seen some downs, and now it's a question of, what is going to happen as we progress through the week. Did want to talk about that with you guys. Want to show you again a couple things we're waiting for. Do also want to talk about something that Raoul Pal was suggesting, that we actually are going to have some very nice adoption as retail optics are surging. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So today has started off actually on a green note for XRP. Many others are red throughout the space, so it's very nice to see this taking place. And we did actually have XRP run all the way up to $3.33. Had some nice liquidations taking place. We obviously talked about that huge imbalance that was taking place in terms of open interest yesterday. You guys can see that this still just looks absolutely disgusting. There's still so much short leverage above here that when the market does in fact kick it into high gear, we could see XRP go on a very sizable run, set a new all-time high, really truly accelerate towards those prices we were talking about, trying to push towards $5. But that's a discussion for a different day. I'm not going to talk too much about that in this video, but what you need to know is that, again, people are easing off of short interest just a little bit because there's a lot of questions about what this week is going to bring. Yesterday, we obviously talked about the macro reports. Those are definitely going to impact the charts. And actually, what we've already started to see is a Bitcoin breakout. This is one of the things that we were talking about needed to happen. We've actually seen it run all the way up to almost a new all-time high in the early hours of today's daily candle. And now we'll see how things progress as the day gets underway. Right now it's about 7:20 a.m. Central Standard Time. It came out that Michael Saylor did some more accumulation in terms of BTC. So we typically see a sell-off to kind of start the day. So we'll see if we can kind of get it in motion as the day progresses. We talked about Ethereum yesterday. We still have not extended this breakout above 4250. So again, like I've talked about in other videos today, just be prepared if the market does pull back to about 4100 in terms of Ethereum. That is well within the realm of reality. As long as we hold support, that would be a good bounce spot. If not, then just watch this 20-day moving average. Okay, that's not to scare people. Just be aware right now, we're trying to build to this big move across the space. And the good news is a lot of things are again, working in our favor. We're still seeing high volume across the crypto market, $176 billion over the last 24 hours. We're seeing heightened optics, which this is great as well. And I wanted to show you guys both Ripple and XRP search traffic are in fact increasing. Just take a look over the last several weeks here in terms of XRP. It's rising. In terms of Ripple, it's rising. We're still not at all-time highs there. That's not surprising because obviously the excitement surrounding November and December of last year was very, very high. So that would really surprise me at this point, but we are making those moves. Altcoin search traffic hitting new record highs. This is exactly where we want to be right now. And that is what we're seeing is retail starting to pay attention. And where this gets really fun is something that Raoul Pal was actually suggesting, and I've talked about in terms of ADA and SHIB and other assets as well. And what he said was, sorry, but people are going to buy XRP, Doge, and Cardano, whether you like it or not. I've said this for a long time. Because they're cheap in the absolute term of how much you pay for a token. So people will do that. And I've mentioned this many times before. When we're going through adoption, there is a reason that things move the way that they do, right? It starts from the top down. You see BTC performing well. BTC has obviously been around the longest in all of crypto. And it's obviously a big thing that is adopted by institutions, governments, et cetera, right? Then you start to see Ethereum perform well. That is phase 2 of the altcoin cycle, if you will, or the market cycles. And we're starting to see Ethereum perform well. But here's the thing is when retail starts flocking to the space, it becomes a psychological thing. They look at the price of one BTC, $120,000. Oh my gosh, that's expensive. Ethereum, $4,100. Holy crap, that's expensive too. Then you start to work your way down. $3 per XRP. Oh, that's pretty darn cheap. I can get quite a few of those for my money. This is exactly what he said, right? That's just how psychology works. He said exactly that. Bitcoin, 116,000. I can barely afford lunch. Ethereum, well, that's pretty expensive. XRP, it's $3. Oh, those are the assets that retail likes to adopt. And that is exactly how we start to get this kind of trickle down effect, this boom across the crypto market. I'm sure many of you are familiar with this, but this market cycle has been a little trickier than others. And institutional money has kind of changed some of the ways that things are performing or the timelines that we're used used to seeing. That's the reason why this year has kind of sucked for the most part. It's because retail has been delayed. And I've talked about this in a couple other videos. And it really seems like we're going to see a cycle that extends into 2026, which would be very different than what we've seen in the past. But this retail suppression has been real. There's been so much negative news and black swan events and just crap filling the space here in 2025 that now that things are starting to open up, it's likely going to hit just like a huge tsunami. And it's going to knock a lot of people over. It's going to knock a lot of people off their feet. So that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.